Hey there, my name is Anna DiGilio. I'm the founder and CEO of Guided Readers, and our mission at Guided Readers is to successfully guide students from learning the English code to reading for meaning. So today, what I'd love to do is I'd like to give you a closer look into a portion of our brand new Structured Literacy with E.A.S.E program. And that E.A.S.E stands for Explicit and Systematic Essentials. It's a phonics and word study program completely aligned to the science of reading. So what I'd love to do is I'd love to share my screen with you and show you just one part of our program, Structured Literacy with Ease, to give you a little bit of a deeper understanding of how we created the program. And our program ensures that we are addressing all strands of Scarborough's reading route. So what I'd like to do right now is share my screen with you and give you a little bit of a deeper look into one portion of our brand new Structured Literacy with Ease program. Let's take a look. Okay, let's jump in and take a quick look at Sequence 1, Lesson 2, which is the freebie that you just received today. What you're looking at right now is day 1 of Sequence 1, Lesson 2. This is an isolated sounds lesson, and that means we have 4 different types of lessons in the program. We have isolated sounds, we have spelling rules, affixes, and syllable types and division rules. So this is an isolated sounds lesson. So in each of these lessons, it's a 4-day lesson. Isolated sounds is a 4-day lesson. So as you can see, there's a phonological awareness auditory warm-up each day. Then we move into introducing new high-frequency words through phoneme-grapheme mapping. So this happens on day 1, and we're bringing in specific high-frequency words, and we are explicitly teaching them through phoneme-grapheme mapping. And then we go into introducing the focused phonics sound for this lesson, which happens to be the short A sound. We introduce it through a sound deck, through the use of a sound deck, and infographics. And the infographics, each student will have one in front of them to trace the infographic and to say the infographic sound, the grapheme, and the phoneme that aligns with it. Next, we are organizing our high-frequency words based on their phonetic sounds, and we're explicitly teaching them through phoneme-grapheme mapping. So now what we're doing is we're bringing in more high-frequency words. However, these high-frequency words are organized based on the phonic sound of the lesson. So this is a short A lesson, which means the high-frequency words that we bring in are all short A high-frequency words in this part of the lesson. So not only are we teaching the phonic sound, but we're also teaching our high-frequency words through the phonetic sound. So this is really how our program differentiates from many others. And then, of course, we go into the actual scaffolded application of the skill, because now we're expecting students to apply it. So now we're going to work on decoding. It's a scaffolded approach, so they're going to work on decoding sounds, then decoding words, then decoding phrases, then decoding sentences. So we're not only practicing our decoding skills, but we're also practicing our fluency. So that's how that part of the lesson is developed. And then the last part of lesson on day 1 is a writing or an encoding practice. And again, it's a scaffolded application of the skill, and we're dictating a sentence to the students, and the students are writing it in their little dictation booklets. So this is what day 1 looks like of a Sequence 1 lesson. Let's move into day 2. As you can see, you're going to see the consistency in the lessons. Again, more phonological awareness, auditory warm-ups. Then we're going to review the high-frequency words we introduced the day prior, again, through phoneme-grapheme mapping and through other types of multisensory approaches. Then we review the phonics lesson or the phonics skill for this particular lesson using our sound deck, and it's that consistent repetition that we're constantly working on with the students. Then we're going to go into a word chaining activity. So word chaining is where the students are going to be building words based on explicitly taught sound symbols. This allows for orthographic mapping to occur in the brain, and then it builds their orthographic lexicon. So this is always on day 2, a word chaining activity. And then we go again into the application of the skill, where now they're going to be reading the decodable book, which is directly aligned to this lesson, and it includes the high frequency words that we explicitly taught in the lesson. So each decodable book is specifically written for this lesson and includes all of the high frequency words that we taught. And you can see This is a little sample of the book, so you could see the high frequency words in there. You could see how the books progress. What's great about our decodable books is that our decodable books really focus on strong story structure and character development, because we not only want them to decode and read fluently, but we also want to build their comprehension skills and vocabulary as well, because we want to ensure that we are teaching every strand of Scarborough's reading rope and including them in our lesson. So that is the decodable book introduction during day 2. And then, of course, we bring in that scaffolded application of the skill for encoding, where they're writing words in their little word book based on the phonics sound that we taught in this lesson. Then we're going to move on to day 3. Again, phonological awareness auditory warm-up. Then again, we're going to review the high frequency words. And this activity is where we're going to review the high frequency words in a find and cover activity, where high frequency words are written in different typefaces and fonts. So students can start looking at words that are written in different fonts that they may see in different types of texts and stories that they read. Then, of course, we review the focused phonics skill for the lesson with the sound deck. Again, consistent repetition. And now we're going to, again, go into phoneme grapheme mapping. And now we're mapping different words that have the focused phonics skill, which is the short A. So now we're bringing in more words, again, to continue to build their orthographic lexicon through orthographic mapping. That's what's happening in the brain as students are doing this process. Then we're going to, again, apply the skill. We're going to work on decoding through nonsense word reading, and we're going to either continue reading the book from day 1 if it wasn't finished, or we'll do a second read of the decodable book. And then last, again, application of the skills. So we're always applying the skills of decoding and encoding in every lesson, and that is through a sentence dictation again on day 3. Then on day 4, again, we go into phonological awareness auditory warm-up. We're practicing all of the different types of skills under that phonological awareness umbrella. And now we go into a formative assessment. This is where we're doing a quick check of skill mastery of this particular skill, which is short A. So they're going to do a quick check it in their little check it books to see if they've mastered this skill of short A that we taught them the last 3 days. Again, now we're going to review that quick phonics skill for the lesson. And now we're going to move into comprehension and vocabulary development. So at this part of the lesson, this is where our program really differs. We want to ensure that we are addressing all strands of Scarborough's reading rope. So we bring in our comprehension skill or strategy, and we always bring in inferring. So we always bring in an inferring question, and then we're teaching vocabulary development. Now, sometimes in these stories, these decodable stories, they tend to be very easy in terms of the vocabulary we use. So what we do is we will choose another word from the story and bring in a synonym for that word to start expanding their vocabulary. So that's how we bring in and we introduce new vocabulary so students can start to really build that bank of vocabulary words that they can pull from. And that is day 4's lesson. And as I mentioned, our program, Structured Literacy with E.A.S.E, truly focuses on ensuring that we are covering all strands of Scarborough's reading rope. So this is just a quick peek into Sequence 1, Lesson 2 of Structured Literacy with E.A.S.E. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you enjoy looking through the materials that accompany this video. Thanks so much for watching.